So hello and welcome back to the channel. This is where we left off the last time. Now we have a possibility to add product to our list, and in this episode we will handle removing it and maybe we'll push a little bit further. Okay, so that is not correct. That should be product. Makes sense. So in product list, because that's what will work now, we will add one thing here. It's gonna be a button to remove something from the store. Remove store. And actually, it's gonna be rather easy because all we have to do, create a function remove from store, take an ID of the product, and here we'll call dispatch with remove product ID. Well, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of that. Take no props. Okay. So we will add on click handler. Create a function here to call remove from source product ID. And it's simple. All we have to do right now is to add remove product action. Let's go here and let's create that remove product. It's going to take a state. Action is going to be payload action of string type. Colon here. Okay. And now we can do it two ways. We can return new state, or we can update state that we have here as object, knowing that the immer that is internally added to Redux will handle the stuff for us. So we can just do state filter product ID is not the same as action payload. Okay, good. Yeah, that should be enough. So we will get our action here and simply add it here. And this isn't going to work because don't use something like dispatch event. I don't know that get here. I'm going to get dispatch from use app dispatch. Use that. Okay, and that's kind of cool because Redux TypeScript is really helpful because it tells you when something makes no sense. Okay, let's see. That doesn't work at all. Is why? Probably because yeah, because filter isn't something that is updating the object. It returns new array. So maybe we can combine that and just return something new. Yeah. Okay. So because filter is a function that will return new array, we have to return it. It does not update the state that object. right? It returns something new. So that's going to work. And now that I can just make it a one-liner. Sorry. It's not a COVID. Don't worry. I hope. Okay, that handles case of adding and removing a product from a list. The second thing that I would like to do here is creating a cart. Okay, so just like in any store. So let's create a cart folder. I'll create cart.tsx file, but we'll start with a slides file. Okay, so this is going to be our next model, our other slice. So let's create a cart product. So the product that someone add into a cart. And the scenario here is a little bit more complicated because not going to be a simple array in the end. Because if you have a cart and you add one type of product, adding the next product of the same type doesn't make the array extend or grow. It should increase the amount rather of the products, right? But that's why we'll extend the product here and say that it has all the properties that the product have, but additionally it has an amount of number. Okay, that's good. Let's create cart slice. Hey, that's slice. With this cart, you can tell that the initial state is going to be an empty array, but of cart products. Okay, and we need the reducers here. So there will be two reducers: add to cart and remove from cart. And as I said, the scenario is a little bit complicated because if given type of product isn't in the cart, we should add an entry. And then if someone adds the same product, it should increase the amount instead of adding the very same type twice, right? So our array, will start as an empty array, and then if someone adds cyberpunk once, we should do this. Do this. If someone adds a cyberpunk twice, we'll do that. Then if someone removes one cyberpunk from our card, the amount should decrease. And then if someone, in case of that scenario, removes the cyberpunk, we should remove whole object from an array. Okay, I hope that's rather clear. Let's do add to cart first, and the action is going to be payload action of product. One thing, and the second thing is going to be removed from cart. It's going to be state action, and here we also, the one thing that we need, payload action, is actually the ID. Okay, that's cool. Coolio. Okay. Now we have to decide whether, in case of adding and removing, we have to decide whether the product is already in the cart, and we'll do that by using the index. So we will find index of the product where the product ID matches action payload ID. Now we can decide whether the product is already in the basket by looking into the index, right? If -1, that means the product is not in the basket. It's -1 means it's not in the basket. So if it's not in the basket, simply update the state action payload, because that's the whole description of our product, and the amount being 1. Now, if there is product inside of our cart, simply reach to it and we will update the amount. And we can use that syntax because we know that there is an immer as an internal solution for Redux that will update our state properly. That's cool. Okay, about removing from the cart. The process is similar because we get a state find index product. We look for product ID and check whether it's the same as the action payload. Come on. Okay, and now if state product index amount more than 1, right, we will simply decrease the amount. Else we have to remove it from an array. So we can just return state filter product I. And to be honest, I kind of like this possibility to combine the updated state and returning of new state, because sometimes for me it's really easy to remove stuff from array using index, but then updating something which is nested inside of a state might be a little bit tricky. So that's really cool, at least for me. Okay, so we need to import the reducer and plug it into our store, right? So that this is plugged in. Okay, let's return anything here so that is just. And now we need to export the actions. So add to cart, remove from cart. It's going to be cart/actions. Okay, cool. Now it's a matter of adding stuff to our cart. So let's get to the products list and we'll add another button. Right, and we will add the cart. So pick, we will call add to cart handler of product. Okay, so add to cart handler should accept a product type product, and just call dispatch add to cart product. And since we're here, we can factor this via one liner too. Okay, kind of cool. Let's see. Let's click add to cart, and nothing happens. But why? Patching add to cart, which goes from cart slide. That looks good. Cart. I did a mistake. Let's see. Eight. The cart. Oh, maybe now. Yeah. Okay. Now, if we add the very same products, you can see the different products, you can see that the amount is 1. Now, if I add hell let loose again, it should update the amount. That's cool. Okay, great, good, wonderful. The other thing to do is to actually render our cart real quick and to remove stuff from cart. Okay, so that. Okay, so let's go on the road. Let's do some CSX just to describe what we have here. It could be cool to display something like a total price of the products in cart. That's much a pattern you will see in every single cart in any shop. We need some kind of cart products, and I will have to map that somehow to proper.jsx. We'll do a div with a key of product with ID. Yeah, but we need these cart products. And I know that they exist here in my cart, and I can use a selector to get this. It's gonna be a simple one. So get cart product, please. We'll take a state, which is a root state, and we'll just return a cart. Now that we're at it, I can also write a selector for the total price, right? And it should be something like get total price. And it's a wonderful example of how you can use the reduce function. So it should be just state cart reduce accumulator and next value starting with 0, and accumulator should be added by amount and the price. Okay, so yeah, we are taking every single product in our cart and we are multiplying. We're multiplying the amount and the price of given product, and we're going in a loop across all of our cart products to get the final price. So if we have 2 games of one type and 3 games of one type, we should do like, well, if one game is 50 and one game is 40, we have 2 of those, and 3 of those, that's going to be our total price, right? That's what we're doing here. We're multiplying amount and the price for each and single product in the cart. That's cool. So I can just write stuff like cart products. It's going to be use app selector. This is going to be get cart products, and total price is app selector of price. Get total price. Okay, that solves that. Here, well, nothing fancy. This is pan with a cart product. Well, product title and product amount. Then we will add a button, remove from cart, and we have to add a handler, which will call our handle remove from cart of product ID. And it's more of the same, really, creating the very same handle remove from cart, product ID of a string. We'll dispatch. Oh, let's put the dispatch here. Dispatch that, dispatch on. Sometimes I'm really typing too fast. I think remove from cart product ID. Okay. See how that works. Oh, one thing, of course, that we need to do is go here and render our cart. Okay. See, now the total price is 0. You can see it here. I add it to cart. Okay, that works really well. If I add a cyberpunk with a 30 here, an ID of cyberpunk, I can also add that here. The styling isn't really good, but don't worry. So this is a total price, and if I do remove from cart, the price for me is not correct, really. The price is growing. So let's take a quick look. Minus, yeah, the decrementation with the minus would be, of course, that. Add that again. Now it behaves correctly. So that's how you can build a simple cart with Redux. I hope it explained a little bit about Redux. Then there's one more interesting part about Redux that I'd like to show you, and this is, as I mentioned before, now Redux has an opinion about handling asynchronous actions. It's pretty cool, actually, and I will show you how to implement just that in the next episode. So I will see you there. Goodbye.